my way to North Carolina. It is currently Sunday, August the 20th, and I am about an hour actually outside of where I need to be at this point. I've been driving for apparently about 4 hours now. I left home 8:45, maybe? 8:45. And it's roughly a 5-hour drive once you include stops, which are inevitable. I did stop just before 11 o'clock off an exit about 20 miles before I got to the South Carolina border for a pee break and some McDonald's. So I am on my way again, apparently, and I'm driving, and about 5 miles back. Now keep in mind, I haven't been to North Carolina in a while, in a few months, and I've noticed something confusing, and that is apparently about 5 miles back they split I-85 northbound. They split the highway. You have one direction that is directed to go to Charlotte, I-85 to Charlotte. The other direction, I-85 toward Gaffney, South Carolina. And for the last 5 miles, the other part of the traffic has actually been on the opposite side of the highway, because it's a divided highway. And I can't show you, but it's a divided highway, and there's grass in between, probably a good 10 feet or so width of divided highway, and there's a fence. And the other traffic has been literally in the far lane, on the closest lane on the opposite side of that divide for the last 5 miles. So we're literally going the same exact direction. Why they divided it, at this point I have no clue, but I do know there's a lot of construction going on. So I don't know if this is temporary, I don't know if this is permanent, or what they're doing, but it makes no sense whatsoever. So I am going to be in North Carolina. Well, I'm going to be at my destination in about an hour, give or take. And I'm going to meet up with my son and get some lunch, light lunch, and probably go to the mall, walk around for a few, because I told him that I would give him I told him that we'd go shopping for his birthday present. So his birthday was back in June. I told him that, I'd get him something for his birthday when I came down. Technically up, but, I always say it that way. And so we're going to hang out for a few, and then I'm probably going to meet up with my mom, and I want to meet up with my mom and go shopping with her, maybe to Gabe's, and or Goodwill's, thrift stores around here. And so then I'll have to call it a night. I'll probably have to go back to her house. I'll probably stay at her house tonight. I debated on getting a hotel, but I need to save some cash because I got a big hefty vet bill coming up, and I need to save money. So that's going to be it for right now. I doubt, I'm going to go ahead and warn you guys, I doubt I'm going to get any, if any stitching done while I'm gone. But I'm going to be headed back home tomorrow evening, so maybe I'll get a little bit done. If I don't get any done while I'm here in North Carolina, then maybe I can get some done when I get home tomorrow. See, now we're merging back into one. What the hell, people? What the hell? Now we're one beautiful, glorious highway again, going in the same direction at the same time. What the hell? So, anywho, I'll try to update the vlog if I can. If I can think about it. Maybe once I get to meet up with my son, I'll kind of update y'all then. So, yeah. Talk to y'all soon. Oh, I did forget to mention that I did listen to an audiobook, and I discovered something awesome the other day. I discovered earlier this week that you can actually find, bumpy highway. I actually found that there is a particular channel on YouTube, and I kid you not, the name of the channel is audiobooks on YouTube. Look them up. They have a ton of like classic books in audio form on the videos, and they run anywhere usually around the 3 to 4 hour mark. If it's longer than that, they'll split it up into 2 videos, like they did with one of the most recent ones that was posted yesterday, I believe. I believe it was a Jane Austen book. But they have a lot of classic books on there, anywhere from Jane Austen. They have a couple of the Sherlock Arthur, Conan Doyle, John Grisham, if you're a John Grisham fan. And I actually listened to on the way down here, which I just finished a few minutes ago before I called my son and started doing this video. I actually just finished the not Jane Austen, Agatha Christie. I just finished the Agatha Christie book, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. And it is a Hercule Poirot book. He doesn't come in until a couple of chapters later, but had me going. I was thoroughly surprised at who ended up being the murderer. I'm over here thinking, kind of saying to myself, it's this person, it's this person, gotta be this person, because they were outside smoking. And no, it's somebody else. So, I don't know if I'm going to have time to start another one right now, but I definitely plan on listening to another one on the way back. So, if you're interested, if you like things to listen to while you're stitching, or even just in the car or whatever, go check out that channel. Like I said, they have a lot of classic books. Like I said, everything from Agatha Christie, Arthur Conan Doyle, all that good stuff. So, go check them out, and I will talk to y'all a little later on. Bye. My butt hurts. Luckily, I'm almost where I need to go. So I'm walking around the store. I'm at Gabe's right now, and I'm walking around trying to find my mother and my son. Well, I just saw them a few minutes ago, but I lost them. My mother, my son, and his girlfriend. So, I have no idea where they disappeared to. The hunt continues.
Serious business trying to find treats for a dog. Really?
Gotta feed him the good stuff.
YouTube.
Not anymore, it ain't.
Yeah, it is.
These people really need to get their shit together. I had to wait full on 5 minutes just to order. And I've been sitting here another 5 minutes waiting on the car in front of me to get his order. And that 5-minute break, I know the car in front of me has been waiting just as long to get his order, because they took a break between him and me, that 5-minute break. When you're waiting in fast food line, an actual 5 minutes feels like a lifetime. It does not need to be that long, people. And this is a small town. Half Taco Bell, half KFC. It does not need to be with bad people. I haven't had time to get my money ready. Even got exact change and everything. People need to get their shit together. I'm hungry. I want my Mexican pizza. Every time that window opens, I'm hoping they're gonna pass some food through it and I can go. Still waiting. Nope, false alarm. The window opened, then it closed again. We finally get some food through the window. Yay, we're moving.
You have the Mexican pizza?
Yeah.
That'll be $7.14.
Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. You have a good
Get some mild sauce. Mild sauce, yeah. Thank you. So, my food was relatively quick. So what the hell took so long? I don't know. I hate it when restaurants can't get it together. And yeah, it was crazy. I'm starving. But I gotta wait till I get to my mom's house to eat, so I'll talk to y'all later. I'm here at the stitching frame, and let's go in and see how much trouble I can get myself into. So, you guys aren't going to see this until my WIP update tonight. And I say tonight because I tried to do a video this morning, and I went through the whole thing. It was a hot mess. It was one thing after another. The cats were trying to tear up stuff. The other cat was, well, the one that I talk about walking through the house meowing all the time. He did that. He started walking around just meowing. And he tried to tear up the window covering. And so I had to actually go chase him down, like actually go chase him out of where he was tearing stuff up at. My brain, I don't think, was awake yet, so I was rabbit trailing all over the place, and because I was trying to record the video to save some time, I was actually recording the video into Windows Movie Maker, and with the screen being so much smaller, the little video window being so much smaller, I was having trouble seeing what I was doing, and most importantly, I was having trouble with placement of items. My fingers and patterns and whips. I believe there was one whip that I kept having to twist different ways. Like I would try, it would look crooked, and so I would twist it that way, but that was the wrong way, so then I had to twist it back that way, and then, yeah, it was a hot mess, you guys. Be glad that that video will never see the light of day, because things just kept going wrong. And at one point, it just stopped recording. It said that a maximum video length had been reached, and it stopped recording. Now I know it's not related to space, because my computer has like a 500 gigabyte, is it gigabyte or megabyte? I always get those two confused. It has a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and I know not even half of that space is used up on that computer right now. So it had zero to do with space. And I think it was something that Movie Maker does for some reason. Like, I think I had recorded about an hour or 45 minutes or something like that. And so, but I did notice it at that point. So I noticed, obviously, there's a little pop-up that comes up. And so when I went back to start recording again, I go back to the webcam video entry thing, and I start talking for another 10 or 15 minutes to finish up what I was saying in my video. Then, when I think I got done with the video, it fell. Sorry. Then when I think I got done with the video, I happened to notice I forgot to hit record. So at that point, it's about 10:15, and I just threw my hand up. I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna have to do this after work. And if I had in my mind thought, if I had actually done physically in the real world what I was thinking in my mind, I would have thrown my laptop across the room. I was that pissed off. I was that irritated. It just was not the morning to be trying to do a video, especially a catch-up video for 2 weeks. So, I know you guys aren't going to see this, but I will attach this little clip into the video itself so that you know what's going on, so that I don't have to talk about it in length when I actually do my video tonight, because I'm sure that that would happen. So just know that when I talk about this evening, when I just simply say something, the fact was, tried to do a video this morning, didn't work out. You've already seen why. So there you go. That's what happened. It was the most hot mess video I've ever tried to record, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't work out. So, but anyway, for your point of view, on to the real video. What's up, guys? It's Talia. Today is the evening. It is the evening of Sunday, August the 27th. And you should have already seen why I didn't get a video this morning. But the reason I'm running a little bit later than I would have normally have been, I got home probably about 2 hours after I would have normally gotten home. The reason for that is that Neil came to town, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time with him. I actually had to go pick up something, which I will show you later toward the end of the video. I had to go pick up something which I had already promised the lady probably a little after lunchtime that I would buy from her. So it's something that I found on Facebook. and I didn't find out Anil was in town until probably about an hour or two after that. So I want to spend a little bit of time with him. He actually drove me to go meet the woman, about 30 minutes away, and then we came back to Warner Robins, where I work, the city where I work in. Came back because we had left my car at the mall, and then went to go meet the woman, and then came back, retrieved my car, and then kind of went across the street over to Chipotle and got something to eat. So I am completely full, and maybe a little bit sluggish right now, but it was good, and I enjoyed seeing him again. It always makes my heart happy whenever he can come to town and I can see him. But he did say that he was going to have, he came down this morning, but he was actually going to have to go back tonight. So, but you know, a couple hours with him. Hey, a couple hours is better than nothing, right? So considering how long this video is probably going to be, I guess I should just dive right into it, huh? So the first thing I will show you guys is I did have a finish, and I'm going to go ahead and warn you guys that I might be digging through stuff over here, because after my video failed this morning, I just kind of just piled up everything over there. So I have haul on top of WIPs right now. So I did have a finish. I finished Sarcasm. The last time you saw this in my video 2 weeks ago, I had S-A-R-C. Did I have the A done? I don't think I had the A done. I think I had S-A-R-C and then the word because. The word beating was here, but it was still in the old thread, and that had to be frogged out, and the rest of the words put in, and the line put down at the bottom underneath the sarcasm. So that's where it sits at right now. In case you don't remember, in case nobody has seen this before, in case this is your first time tuning in, this is a Fabrics by LJ. It's an 18 count Ada, and the colorway is called Gamble. But the way LJ does his stuff, it's very different from one piece to another. So he may or may not even do another batch of this color. So, but we'll see. I mean, that's the name of the colorway. It's called Gamble. This was actually half of the back quarter that I got. And these colors are Dinky Dyes boob shelf. They come in handy. Dinky Dyes, I'm going to show you how much I had left. The kind of, it's not black, it's like a charcoal gray, and it does, there is some variation. Okay, get up real close so you can see it. This lighting is horrible, that's why I hate doing these things at night. There is some variegation. You can really see the variegation in this B right here, where it kind of goes to like a sterling silver. Yeah, you kind of get an idea actually about, yeah, that's about what it looks like actually. It's like a very dark charcoal gray. And this red is not actually like an actual red. It's kind of an orangey mauvey red. Mostly red, but it has kind of a mauvey tint to it. So, but anyway, what I was saying about silks is where did my bag go? There it is. The silks. The dark gray was actually Dinky Dyes in black coral. have a cat at my feet right here, and he's okay. I thought he might try to jump up on my lap. This is how much I had left of it. This is half of a length, it's exactly half a length because I actually cut the final length of 2 strands in half to do like the last, I think it was 2 letters. So that's all I had left in that. And then the red, I had 1 length of red left. 1 2-strand length. So I guess you could say I was playing chicken with it, but the closer I got to it, the end of it, I knew I was going to be okay. I knew how much, how many letters I could do with each strand, or how much I could do with each strand. So I knew I would have enough. Am I going to try to save these couple of strands of thread? Am I going to try to be frugal and cheap and try to save those couple of strands of thread? No. I'm going to toss them. So, but that's going to be it for sarcasm. I started this. Yeah, he's coming over and being nosy. What you doing? Get out my drink. Yeah, I'm talking to you. When did I say I start this? Was it in June last year? I think I started it in June of last year. I have it on my X-Stitch app. But I did finish it this week. Trying to think. Finished it on this. Hold on. Because it's strong, it's going to drive me crazy if I don't actually look it up and be exact about this. Finished. Sarcasm started July 19th of last year. And then this is not right, no. That's not right. I changed something. I had to change it I had to change the date on it this morning, because it was saying that I finished it. Because it was saying that I finished it next month. And then I guess it retracted back to today's date. No, I did finish it. I did finish it Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. So that would have been, get back. So I finished it, edit. Finished it August the 25th. August the 25th. And the reason I do remember that I finished it Friday is because I finished it on a day that I don't normally get any stitching done at all. And my employee was actually there, and I told her, I was up front with her, and I told her, only reason I'm working on this right now is because I'm so close to getting it done, and I just want to be done with it. So, but it was like slow as hell that day anyway, so. Moving on. I worked on a lot of different things. I worked a little bit on a lot of different things these last couple weeks. The thing that I worked the most on, as I have been working on, even though I'll show you the whole picture, is the patchwork pumpkin. I have been really struggling to get this done. It's just really solid stitching. It is. This is where it sits at now. And it actually wasn't even this far this morning when I tried to do my video. I think the last time you saw this, because I actually just watched my video last night. last time you saw this a couple weeks ago, we had the middle stitching done right here. We had this orange done in this section. These brown lines are actually back stitching. And then I was working on the dark green in this section, and that was all that was done. So, since 2 weeks ago when y'all last saw this, I've done this section, the leaves, just finished up this section today and this section today. Well, I was working on this section and I finished it up because I was just so completely sick of these single alternating stitches. This is the third pattern I've had that there's been single alternating single stitches. It gets tedious, like it gets maddening, because the first color you go off and do is not bad, it's fine, but when you try to go back and do the second color in between those little holes, it's slower going because you're trying to find the hole, and you're trying to find the best place to come up in the hole, if that makes any sense, because you want to try to not come up in between the threads, so you try to like feel around and try to get the needle to come up in just the right spot, like on the edge, on the very corner of the hole. So it's very slow going. First pattern that I had that did this was the teapot that I did last year, and then the one I completed recently, my last finish, the Lion and Lamb, the lamb's fleece was in the same single alternating stitch, and that was even worse because that was 3 strands and this is only 2 at least. So okay, light just shifted. But I had completed all this, and then I decided to go ahead and do all this back stitching except for this line here. So I did all the back stitching around here, all this, and these little tendrils are a dark green. The back stitching in the pumpkin is a dark brown. But I did all the back stitching up into not this line right here, because I didn't want to back stitch where I knew there was going to be stitches on top of it. So that's where it sits at now, and I'm gonna get y'all's opinion on something, if that's okay. So I'm hearing like doors closing and stuff outside, and I told y'all I get paranoid that somebody's gonna walk in my house, because I don't know if Anil's going to try to stop by or not before he leaves. Of course, anybody else could just drop by and not tell me they were coming by. Okay. So you see this. This is where it sits out. The stem at the top, I don't like that it's green. I'm thinking of changing it to brown, because when I think of pumpkins, I've never seen a pumpkin with a green stem. Because when you go shopping for pumpkins for Halloween and whatnot, they always have brown stems, because the stems have always been dead by the time you see them. But I mean, I know this isn't a normal pumpkin, but it's just a lot of green at the top, and there's not a lot of brown as it is in this pattern. So tell me what you guys think. Should I change it to brown, or should I just leave it green? I mean, I don't know. I have the 3 alternating colors of green. It's basically, that stem is basically very, not variegated. What's the word? It ombres. It fades, from like the darker green. Sorry, the darker green is on this side. Yeah. From the darker green on this side to the lightest green, which is basically the same colors that's used in these sections right here, and even the leaves are the same way. I don't know. I don't like, I feel like I want to change it up. I feel like I want to do the stem in the darkest to lightest browns and not in green. So just hit me up and tell me what you guys think about that. I mean, would you do it in brown or would you do it in green? I'm going to stick that back in there. And this thing is completely, the zipper thing has completely broken off of this. Completely. So, I'm not stressing about it right now though. I'm trying to remember what I worked on. I did start my August start that I've been talking about for months, which is the Soda Stitch 4 Seasons watercolor. And I didn't get a very big start at all. I literally got a start in at like, it was either in the morning before work or it was at night after work, I think. It wasn't a very big start. But where I started at was in between these two eaves above the windows, that white area in between these two things right there. That's where I started at. That's where the middle is. And with this being such a massive piece of fabric, I folded it up. When I got done, I folded it up so I wouldn't have to like unfold the whole thing. That's my tiny start. That's my tiny start. That's it. Boy, that's really something, huh? And then my tea needle minder from the Everyday Stitcher from Molly, which I love. Yeah, these are all the colors. Actually, that's not even all the colors. I'm missing like half a dozen colors. I'm sure I will be forced to go buy them when I get to them. But right now I'm just going to be working on a lot of white, I think, next time I work on it. Then I restarted. I told y'all I was going to restart Death by Cross Stitch again. So I did that. If you don't know what Death by Cross Stitch is, that's what it looks like. It's all the rage right now. But I started it on the Picture This Plus Huntress. Trying to remember what's up here. Started it on the Picture This Plus Huntress, which is that dark burgundy. That's about it right there. That's all, that's my all start. That's the only start I got in. So I just did enough just to start it. I wasn't crazy about the fact that a half yard I would only get just under 2 inches on the sides, but I have plenty of room on the top and the bottom. I just don't have as much room as I prefer on the sides, but I can live with it, I guess. So that's that. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do it completely in white, like 100% in white. I'm actually thinking I might put in like a color, a different color, a secondary color here and there, depending on the motif. I already know there's a little small motif, like the heart and whatever the heck that is. There's 2 little small motifs inside the unicorn in that first corner. That'll probably where I bring out the secondary color to begin with. But I'm going to have to play around and see what color I might want to do that in. I'm thinking maybe like that dark turquoisey type of blue, maybe. We'll see. So, I'll put this over here. Then I worked on, and these are actually in no particular order because I can't remember for shit which order I worked on what. So, sorry, not sorry. Then I worked a little bit on, there was one day, last Tuesday, I forced myself to work on Patchwork Pumpkin. But because it had that stupid alternating stitches, I got really sick of it really quick, and I put it down. I said, nope. After about half a day, after a few hours of working on it, I put it down and I was like, nope, can't do it. I'm done. I can't even force myself to work on this. That's how much I hate those alternating stitches. And then for a little bit I was like, I don't want to work on anything that I have. I don't want to work on anything. But I felt like I wanted to work on something, but I didn't want to work on anything that I had or anything I could think that I had. So what it ended up coming down to was, at first I was going through my WIPs in my mind, and nothing was really sparking anything in me that I wanted to work on it. So what I did was I actually physically went to my WIP bin and was thumbing through them and got to the last WIP in the bin, the one at the very back, and it happened to be the Spanish sampler, the one that I worked on once and haven't picked up since when I first started it. So I said, I think I might want to work on Spanish sampler. What I'm doing is I have the book over here because I have yet to actually print out the pattern. I'm still working off of the book. There you go. So I got Spanish sampler out, and it's in this book. It's actually from the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine, but I have this book, and it does also have a lot of other popular patterns that were ever in Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. Bringing Honey one, that's in here. There's a Spring Garden sampler, I think I don't know what the name of it is, but it's in here. That Sunflower one is in here. You can see from the cover. This Santa one, I'm not even into Christmas like that, and he would probably be the next thing that I would do. So, if the mood ever strikes me. So that's kind of an idea about what's in here. There's a lot of other designs, but this is a Spanish sampler. This thing is immaculate. There are specialty stitches in here. A lot of specialty stitches. This corner right here is where I'm at, and I'm still on the border. This is where it sits at right now. There he goes. I apologize in advance for the cat that won't shut up. So the last time you saw this, I just had this line going across in the red border. So when I picked it back up, I did line one side of the line going down because it's just like a bunch of boxes. So I did one side of the line going down, and I need to get more of that red. I can't find another skein. I can't find any more of that red in my collection, but I might have to go through those bag of flosses again and see if I can find one. Otherwise I'm gonna have to buy a skein. And since I ran out of red, I decided to pull out this bluish color, this kind of bluish turquoise color, and I did that. So that's where it sits at right now. And this needle minder is from Minding My Minders, who is no longer in business right now. Or was it? That I think that was Minding My Minders. And this fabric is actually the 28 count Jobelin. Wait, 28 count? Yeah. This is actually the 28 count Jobelin in Queen Anne's lace. It's a mottled kind of green and cream color. And it is actually by White Shelf. This is the one that when I did the Buried Moon piece on the chai tea Jobelin, this was the other piece that I think I may have mentioned that I didn't know at first what it was until I went looking for that chai tea fabric, and then discovered that White Shelf also had a fabric called Queen Anne's Lace, which is what this is named. I just didn't know who it was by. So this is more than likely it's White Shelf, but it's called Queen Anne's Lace. So I need to get some more ink next time I get paid. And maybe I can go ahead and print out that pattern. Then finally, the last thing I actually worked on. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can't see it. The last thing I actually worked on is a WIP that I don't have a cover picture for, but it's Chester, which is my self-created pattern. I will insert a picture of what the whole thing looks like here. And this is where he sits at now. No, I'm not taking him off the Q-snap right now, because I specifically went and bought a second 11 by 11 Q-snap just so I could leave him on it. Well, just so I could have more than one large piece going at a time, because I actually already had the Four Seasons sampler. No, I still had my Death by Cross Stitch on 11 by 11 Q-snap, and I wasn't ready to take that off yet because I was really trying to want to work on it again, but that didn't happen. And I wanted to put Chester on it as well, and I didn't want to take Death by Cross Stitch off, so I went and purchased a second 11 by 11 Q-snap. This is where it's at that now. The last time I worked on this before last, I think I worked on this on Tuesday. Well, the Tuesday before last. The Tuesday following, immediately following my last video, I worked on this, and I worked on it a good part of the day too. But the last time before I pulled this out again, I was like halfway in this top block right here, and you see where it sits at right now. I did all this in that one day, and believe it or not, this is not all black. It's mostly black, but it's not all black. I don't think you're going to be able to tell in this horrible lighting, but this little piece down here is actually a navy blue. I'm probably not going to be able to pick it out. Not. But I have all the floss for Chester. In fact, a lot of it I actually had to get multiple skeins of it, 4, 5, 6 skeins. And so what I've done is I've actually put each color in an individual baggie, and I will pull out from there. And what I plan to do, these are little snack bags, and you see how the skeins fit all the way across, like it fits straight all the way across. Once I've pulled out a length of thread from a skein, I'll put it back in the bag, but I'll put it back in folded so that I know that that's the skein that I'm working off of. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'm just OCD like that. Like, I have to continue working on the same skein that I started working on, that I started pulling from. But I'm not going to be able to tell you what color that blue is. But it's a navy blue. There's navy blue in there. There's black and navy blue. So, that's where it sits at now. What? Somebody's just never happy. I can't open the door right now. It's too late. No. You can get in the window and look out. Never shuts up. Like, I don't know what he wants. But I'm going to continue to leave this on the Q-snap. I'm going to continue to leave this on the Q-snap because I like just being able to just pick it up and just start working on it. Because it is easy. It's a 22 count. So, yeah. And I have it in the big the big like 2-gallon jumbo size hefty bag. There you go. So that's all that I worked on. I'm sorry, you guys. Like, this bra is like, it's tight. It's itching me. And I'm sorry to all you men stitchers out there who might be watching this. Got some haul. And I'm trying to think where I should start. We'll start with the simple stuff and work our way up. I got the October issue of Just Cross Stitch. That came in a week or so ago. And I'm sure somebody's already done a flip through. If you absolutely need me to do a flip through, I will do a flip through. I didn't personally see anything in this issue that I just fell in love with and I just have to do. The Shades of Autumn one on the cover right there, that one's pretty. But it's not high on my to-do list. What else? There was one other. The Mosaic Tiles one I think is pretty too. But again, not high on my to-do list. These, I know how I would finish them. I know how I would do them. I would do them on those, the smaller size cross-stitchable canvas that you can buy ready-made at craft store, Hobby Lobby. I think Michael's has them. But it's a piece of cross-stitch Ada, and it's pre-stretched on the stretcher bars, so it looks like a little mini canvas. What? You're just gonna have to wait for attention. These last couple of days, like, he wants more attention from me, but he's just kind of a little bit iffy about coming to me, and he won't do it when Sam is up on my lap, or when I'm holding Sam. He won't do it because Sam is a bit more alpha And so I think he's a little bit scared of him. He's a little bit scared of Sam. Not scared of him, but he just like, he doesn't really want to try to come over and be petted when I'm holding Sam. Like I said, there's not a whole lot in here in this particular issue that I just like have to do. Let me look in the back. The whole of the things. The Sights to See one is pretty. But I feel like if I were to do one, like I would want to do the London one because I like British more than anything else. More than the other two. But I feel like if I were to stitch London, I would be compelled to have to stitch the other two because they're like a set. So it's pretty, and it doesn't look like it's overly like it's that complicated. And it doesn't look like it would take that long to stitch either. These are really simple though. Like, I can show you this. Like, just for instance, let's look at this one. Like, you see, it's really simple. It's not going to take much to do. I mean, you could probably finish that within a week at the most. Of course, I might not be the best expert on how long something's going to take. I could see finishing that within a week or two, depending on how much stitching time you get. But it really doesn't take that much. It's saying to do them on 16 by 10 pieces of 32 count linen. The London one is 9 3/4 by 3 1/8. So yeah, they're not big at all. They're not big at all. Technically, the biggest one is actually going to be New York, and he's just maybe 1/4 of an inch wider than Paris. But Paris and New York are actually both the same height, and London is just like 1/4 of an inch shorter. So they're not that big. It wouldn't take that much to do. So, but I guess that's the one I would like the most in this issue. But again, nothing in here that I just feel compelled to stitch like there have been in other issues. Okay, I have an issue with something. I'm looking at the patterns that they put in the back of the magazine. I'm looking at the whole thing. And I'm reminded of something. This pattern is in this magazine. Can you see that? I'm looking right at it and I can barely see it. Why would you stitch this on off-white linen? Why? Why would you stitch this on off-white linen? Somebody tell me. You can't hardly see that. I mean, you want people to stitch it, right? Why would you put it on something that people can't see? They're not going to want to stitch it if it looks like that. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty. I could see doing this on a darker blue fabric. Like a darker blue fabric. Like maybe a cornflower blue. Something a little bit darker where you could actually see the pattern that's on the fabric. I'm sorry, that's my only issue with that. I don't get it. Like, you really can't hardly see that pattern at all on that fabric. Somebody should have known better. And if that was the designer's suggestion, I would have said, I'm making an executive decision. I'm putting this on a little bit darker fabric. People do it all the time, right? The last video that you saw a couple weeks ago, I mentioned something that I was waiting on to come in, and that I had hoped that it would show up before the day before the video by then, but it didn't. It showed up, of course. It showed up the next day, on Monday. So, the story behind this is I was watching Reverse Stitching with Claire, And I've already warned her that I was going to blame her for this. And she showed a pattern that since her previous video, she had purchased, stitched, and finished. And as soon as I saw that, I literally paused her video, went and found the pattern on eBay, purchased it, and then went back and unpaused her video. And I told her, I said, I very rarely get enabled to buy something immediately like that, and I had to go buy this pattern, and it's your fault. And I told her, I'm gonna blame you in my next video that you made me buy this. So this is your fault, Claire. This is called Why Is It by the Cricut Collection. And it says, why is it when I'm halfway through, creative joys diminish, it's more fun to start a piece than it ever is to finish. That's cute, right? What? Hold on. You're just gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait, Bubba. No. This is cute, right? Wait, you're gonna have to wait. Hold on. Hold on. I can't hold you, though. I can't hold you right now. So, you see this, right? Go do something. Go do something right now. I will hold you when I get done. This is pretty, right? It's pretty. It's cute. You're about to love this even more. You know why? What made me fall in love with this piece is that it's finished to look unfinished. See that? You literally just leave the thread with the needle stuck in the fabric. You're supposed to leave it looking like it's like you just stopped stitching on it. Like you just up and stopped stitching on it. I love that. That's so me. I love starting things, but a lot of times continuing to work on them to get it finished is the harder part. Because it's like it's a rush when you start something. So, but I had to get this. And it's Claire's fault that I had to get it. So again, that's the Cricut Collection. It's called Why Is It? And these other things they have down here, they're cute too. But they have these other things down here. And they give you instructions on how to make these things. I'm not going to need them. I'm just going to stitch it like that. And the funny thing is, it actually tells you you can stop stitching on it anywhere you want. It says, this little poem appeared in a magazine many years ago. I wish I knew the author. These are wonderful words of wisdom. When you stitch this, quit when your joys diminish. Put your needle into your work with the thread still in it and stop. It can end anywhere. So, that is so... That's so cute, and it's so fun that they literally, like, the whole pattern, like, it looks like you just stopped stitching on it. I love that. That's getting started next year. Definitely. Then we got Stitchy Box. I knew the day Garrett posted his Stitchy Box video. I hadn't, up to that point, gotten mine in the mail yet. So when he showed his, I thought to myself, well, I hope my Stitchy Box is in the mailbox when I get home. And sure enough, it was. So this month was based, well, July, August, was based on the, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Pahutakawa tree, with the reds and the greens and brownish colors. The only trouble with this, they put a lot of Christmas themed things in here. So it doesn't seem like it's based on a tree. It seems like it's based on Christmas to me. Threads. Ow. Yeah, just lay there for right now. Threads, we got Krennic Silk Serica in white. I didn't know Krennic made silk, but it's a thicker, if you can say that. It's a thicker strand. It's about like, it's like the DMC number 12 size strand, I think. Then we got Week Style Works in Santa Claus. And I don't understand why this is called Santa Claus, because it's pinks, briefly fading into a lighter red color. But then you have the grays and the whites. I don't understand why it's called Santa Claus. If it was red and green, I don't know. And then we have Dinky Dyes, Irish Meadows, a variegated green and brown color. It's pretty. And then Northern Lights Burnt Ember. It's like I really like this. It's like a magenta mixed with a dark brownish burgundy-ish color. Of course, it's not picking it up right. It's never going to pick it up right. And then the limited edition Gentle Arts, kind of a pale green. It's actually showing up lighter than it is. It's a little bit darker than that, than it's showing up. And sorry, I'm looking at their, because they write down what everything is on the back of that card that they put in your box. And this is actually called New Growth. This is the name of this color. It's their Stitchy Box exclusive thread for this one. And then the fab embellishments. We have acorn colored wool felt. Kind of a nice woodsy green color. And then some Christmas tree ribbon. Gee, I wonder why it's feeling Christmassy to me. I don't want it to come off sounding like I don't appreciate this box. And then you have a few of these little beads, green, red, and clear. Precocia crystals. And then you have a star charm. You can see that. I got the silver star charm. And then the Swarovski crystal. Like a teardrop shaped one. And then finally, the best part, as always, is the linens they put in the box. This is the 28 count Picture This Plus in Yule. Reds and greens, of course. This is pretty. I mean, you'd have to find the right thing to put on this. But it is pretty. And I like that it's by Picture This Plus. I really like Picture This Plus fabric. It's one of my favorites. So that was Stitchy Box for the month. All in all, I'm not disappointed. I certainly liked last month's a little bit better. But that's just because this box just seemed very Christmassy to me. And I'm not a big fan of the holidays like that. I'm not a big fan of like Christmas and Halloween. Then the best one, in my opinion, let's pull all this out. I went to, obviously, as you saw in my little video clips, I went to the Stitch and Frame. I did have a plan in mind And I wasn't sure if I was going to make myself stick to that plan, or if I was going to allow myself to veer off a little bit. So I did veer off a little bit, but not too bad. I went in there with the plan of kitting up Angel of Love, which I plan on starting next month. So I had to go ahead and make sure I had all the threads and the beads and cranks and stuff. So even though I know I probably didn't have to, I went ahead and got all the threads for it. All the threads. And then I got the beads for it. There's 6 colors altogether, and I wasn't sure. I kind of was iffy about whether to just get one pack of each, because I specifically remember in one of Tracy P's videos about a year or so ago, she was on the phone, or she was messaging Joe Gregoire, I think it was Joe, but she was messaging, is it Joe or Molly? And they told her how many beads was in Angel of Love. And she was like, oh my god. So I wasn't sure if one pack of each bead was going to be enough. But I did get 02011, a yellowy gold color. Then we have 03036, kind of a rainbow colored. 00275, nice like champagne-y, goldy pink color. 00330 is like a copper color. 00557, a non-translucent gold bead. And then 00221, which is kind of a darker bronze colored bead. So that's the bead for her. And then I got acrylic, and there were 2 other colors that she didn't have that it actually called for. But she did go ahead and order them for me. I went ahead and just paid for everything, including the ones that she had to order. Went ahead and paid for those, and they're just going to be shipped directly to me when they come in. But the pattern calls for DMC 284Z, and I may have said 282Z, but she did tell me that 282Z has actually been changed. They've gone through, the numbers have changed a couple of times, but it actually ends up being one of the DMC metallic golds right now. And I want to say it was like 3852, not 3852, but it was one of those gold colors. And so I asked her, I was like, well, is there anything that we could substitute maybe for acrylic? So this is what we picked out for that, which is the 002 4 braid, just your basic gold. And then the other ones that we had to order was the orange color, and then I think another version of a gold. And then I also went in there to get the rest of the Cool Beans series from Hands On Design, because I have the first 3 and I kind of fell behind on getting the other ones. So I got those. So we got Rise and Grind, Coffee, a Hug in a Cup, Cuppa, Coffee and Friends Perfect Blend, My Cups Runneth Over, and I like that because it looks like a Keurig. And then it's 7 a.m. somewhere. What? You can't come up here right now. You're gonna have to wait. So I have all the patterns. and I have the fabric already that I ordered from Pictures Plus, so I will be starting that next year as well. And I am putting them all on one piece of fabric, because they had, there is the free border that you can get on the Hands-On Design website, which I do plan on getting that as well, and then putting them all in one piece. So then I wandered over to the clearance bins. I always go to the clearance bins, and I actually had picked up a couple of more in addition to what I actually ended up paying for. But I was like, I gotta scale it back. So I picked up Halloween Quaker. I think this is from, I think it's from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. From the Heart, maybe? Halloween Quaker. And you just heard me say that I'm not a big fan of a Halloween Christmas. I like this because it was in Quaker style. Then I also picked up Miss Sarah Jane from Lottie Da. I love these two borders on the sides. I love those. Then I went and got really crazy and actually paid full price for a couple of patterns. I got the Rosewood Manor Autumn Quakers. See? I like the Quakers. And I actually already have a Rosewood Manor for like a couple of years now that I got off of Lissia, and I still have yet to start it. I still have yet to do it because it takes those special Valdani threads. You could do it in DMC, but I'm one of the people who are just like, well, if it calls for Valdani threads, I'm going to do it in Valdani threads because that's what's going to look better. And it's the Fire and Ice one. It's like half blues and half reds and oranges. It's really pretty. I have yet to do it. I will do it eventually one day. And then I also got from Scarlet House, it's called the Smith Sampler. Now, I remember saying, and I've noticed something. I remember saying in a video at one point that I wasn't a sampler person. You mofos have turned me into a sampler person. But I have to have a busy looking sampler. I like the busy samplers. The simpler ones, like I was actually on the fence about that Halloween Quaker because it wasn't busy enough. So I blame all of y'all. And just for conversation's sake, yes, I know that I am in the year of WIPs, and I'm in the year of, I was about to say year of starts. It's not year of starts. The Stitch from Stash. Sarcasm, to go back for just a second. Sarcasm, I forgot to mention, was worth $8, plus I gave myself an extra $2 for doing it all in silks. So that was a $10 credit. And then when I went to North Carolina, my mom gifted me with $100, so that was all spent at the Stitch and Frame. So without having to give you every single detail about what I've spent, what credits I've gotten, I figured it up the other day. Actually, I figured it up Thursday, I believe. Come on. And I am just barely in the black for like $2.40. I have $2.40 left to spare. And that's after completing Sarcasm. He's a hugger. If I can finish Patchwork Pumpkin this month, which I should be able to finish it this coming week, I should be able to finish it up. That'll give me another $8. So yeah, and that should be about $10 good. He's pathetic. This is what I go through every single night. And I have one last thing to show you guys. I have one last thing to show you guys, which I'm going to try to show you. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You're preventing me from finishing my video. Can you give me a few more minutes to finish my video? And then I promise I'll love on you. Yeah. Here, you can have my pillow. Here. Yeah. You can have my pillow just for now. When I got to work this morning, this afternoon, because I didn't go until 12. I happened to see on Facebook, in the Facebook marketplace that they got thing, it was a woman selling a sewing machine. So I messaged her, and I didn't know, you can't really tell how long something's been up there. So I messaged her, their little automatic, is this still available? And she messaged me back within a couple of minutes and said, yes, it is. And so I said, I'd be interested in getting it. I said, I'm at work right now, and I don't get off until 6, but, I'd be interested in getting it from you. I said, I'm not like a sewer, but I'm interested in getting a simple sewing machine like that. And so, long story short, agreed to meet up with her about 30 minutes away is where she lived at. So I told her, I said, I'll come get it when I get off work. And I'm so glad that she was an honest person, because when I met up with her, she's like, I had 3 other people message me within like 5 minutes about that sewing machine. So undoubtedly I was the first person that messaged her about it and told her that I was going to come get it. And sorry, dry throat. And I was home for a few minutes. Well, not home for a few minutes. By the time I started this video, I had been home for maybe about 10 minutes or so. And I did go ahead, and as soon as I got home, I went and plugged it up, and it came with the foot pedals and stuff. And I plugged it up. It works good. It works fine. So that's good. But this is the sewing machine. It's a Singer. This is the sewing machine that I got. Pull this down a little bit. Y'all would laugh at me if y'all saw what y'all were sitting on right now. But this is what I got. It's very simple. It only has a couple of dials, or you could pick the different stitches that you want to do. And then, I guess the length of between each stitch, I guess. I'm not a sewer, and luckily she included the owner's manual, so it has the owner's manual, and this looks like a cover. I think this is the cover for it. You can see it's never been taken out of the plastic. Included a few buttons and stuff. This is the owner's manual, instruction manual. Yeah. I'm going to be probably looking over this a lot. Attaching pressure foots, changing the bulb. Even tells you connect the how to connect the machine to the power source. There's a snap-on sewing table. And it shows like all the standard and optional accessories you can buy for it. Yeah, principal parts. Yeah, stitch length dial, and then the pattern selector dial. So I feel dumb. I feel really dumb. My grandmother sewed my entire life. My mom uses a sewing machine to make her quilts, and she's probably known her whole life how to work a sewing machine. I can't tell you how to work a sewing machine. Save my life. But I'm gonna try to work a sewing machine. Yeah, because I didn't get around to making the project bags that I wanted, that I was gonna try to get my mom to help me make when I was in North Carolina. You were just too freaking comfortable. And so, but I did want to get a sewing machine because I do want to do this. Sewing machines scare me a little bit just because of that needle that goes up and down so fast. But I'm gonna try. Like, I'm gonna try not to poke my finger out. I'm gonna try not to put a sewing needle through my finger. You see, I can't. This is not a stitching injury, I promise. This is not a stitching injury. This is actually a hangnail injury. But back to the sewing machine. The woman also was nice enough to give me some fabric. I guess it had been her mom's, and maybe her mom recently passed away, and she didn't know how to use the sewing machine. So she did give me some fabrics. She said that her mom had been going to make something for her daughter or something like that, and it's not going to happen anymore. My favorite thing, I want to pull out my favorite fabric first of everything that's in here. And there's actually a couple separate pieces of this. I'm absolutely in love with this fabric. I want to do everything I can with this fabric. Like, I just want to use it all up. Look at this. I don't like butterflies like that, but look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? This like depending on how the light hits it, it also almost looks holographic. Isn't that gorgeous? It's this, and it's actually a gorgeous teal color or turquoise color. It's, oh my god, this stuff is so gorgeous. I love this. I'm definitely making a bag out of this. Once I get some practice bags in, I'm definitely making a bag out of this. The whole bag is going to be this fabric. But it's like this gorgeous turquoise color, and this color is not going to show. That's close, but it's more green than what it's showing, when that's showing up. I love this fabric, and there's a couple different separate, it's a little bit, but there's a couple separate pieces of it in here. There's a little bit longer, like a strip of it. And there's another small piece. Another, like a larger piece of it. I swear, y'all, I love this. I love this fabric. I love it. I'm actually wondering if I make a bag, project bag, would I have enough to make a pillow? Can you make a pillow out of something like that? Because I would love to sleep on that. Just kidding. Don't think I'm serious. I hope y'all don't think I'm serious about any of this. Then there's kind of this minty green fabric. Kind of a poplin almost. A bit thicker. And then There's this cotton. It almost feels kind of fleecy, but it's a cotton. I think it's cotton. Is it fleece? I mean, I'm just now looking at the back of it. Yeah, it's a cotton. I think this is pretty. This would make a good pillowcase or something. I am gonna try to do like basic stuff. You know, make some pillowcases and stuff like that. Maybe sew a couple of curtains. I don't do clothes. I'm not gonna be doing clothes. Kind of this. It's like a greenish tan color. And that's actually showing up pretty true to color. Kind of a small piece of that. And then another is very, very the ticket is still on this. It's 1.5 yards of this very flowery fabric. I don't know if I can stand that much flowers. Another piece of like satin, kind of like a yellow satin. That's pretty. I could see that possibly being an accent to that other one. The other satin fabric. Small piece of red. Very small piece of like a yellow cotton. She must have been going to make her something. She was going to make her something. I don't know what this is supposed to be like a pattern for or something. But there was some sewing being done on this. And it could be this spare stuff just gets thrown in the trash. 'Cause I don't think I would ever use it. Yeah, this was gotta be a cutout of pattern of something. Then I think one more. There was a set in here, and I think this is completely adorable. I would learn how to make this small little quilt, just so I could learn how to make a small little quilt. It's a snuggle blanket kit, and everything is here. Isn't this the most adorable fabric? This is pretty self-explanatory. It's like, it's flat on the back, but it's kind of furry on the one side. Then you have a pretty good piece of the pink zebra print. And then this fabric right here is actually multiple fabrics in one. You have this cute little zebra, multicolored zebra. And then, so I've already looked at this. Then you have the pink polka dot. And then multicolored zebra and pink and black polka dots. And then the black and white zebra. This is not sewn together. This is one piece of fabric that's printed like this to make this particular little baby blanket. Snuggie blanket is what they call it. It's like a snuggie blanket would be like if you ever saw on a TV show or a cartoon or something where a kid had the security blanket. It's a small blanket he carries around with him everywhere. He can't go anywhere without it, and you know, it's just, it ruins his life if he doesn't have it. But anyway, that's basically what this snuggie blanket is. This is actually it right here. It's snuggle blanket, snuggle blankie kit, and the name of it, Born to Be Wild. So that's basically what it's going to look like with all these different fabrics and stuff. And it does say great for beginners. So that's good. I need that. Imagine if I told my mom I made a quilt. Kit includes fabrics to complete it's going to be 30 by 36 inches. Backing fabric. That pink zebra must be the backing fabric. Maybe. I'm assuming. I see a light pink in here, but there's no light pink. Maybe, no, maybe, yeah, that's it. I don't know. One of these is a backing fabric. And easy to follow instructions. Supplies needed: basic sewing supplies, sewing machine, iron and pressing cloth, and coordinating thread. So that was also included. So might be something I do. Might be something that I try to learn to do. This is the instructions. Okay. So yeah. That pink zebra is, part of it is also to be used as the backing fabric. So, just so we cleared that up. But I think that's pretty cute. There is a little girl that I could make this for, if I so choose to do so. It's the same little girl, baby, that I made the, braided fleece blanket for. And then was also included the universal machine maintenance kit. So vinyl cover. Oh, that's what that came out of. It is the vinyl cover. So that cover that I showed y'all actually came out of this kit. Yeah. Vinyl cover, needle threader with magnifier, lint brush with needle inserter, 3 screwdrivers, flat and Phillips sewing machine oil, and long life light bulb. That light bulb looks like it's about beyond its lifespan. Pretty old. So yeah, got a maintenance kit. Cool. So yeah. If I had done my video this morning when I was originally going to do it, I wouldn't have had the sewing machine to show. Pardon me while I put all this stuff back in. I did get the fabrics from my mom that she had gotten for me. Could show those right quick. The fabric that I saved from the box that I showed before. Because I told her I liked those the most. I wanted to keep them and make something with them. She gave me a makeup travel bag. Probably sell that on Listy Up. This is one of the fleeces that she got me. This was the one that I didn't want. It's so soft. Hell, I could sleep with it like this. This is the one that I actually did want. But she didn't get me enough yardage for me to do exactly what I wanted to do. At least I don't think she did. Yeah, that's not going to be a very big blanket. That's not going to be a very big blanket. That's not even... That's like... It's like a yard. She told me she got a yard and a half. That's not even a yard and a half. I think they gypped her. Because this is the width of it. This is how wide. This doesn't look like a yard to me. Am I just being paranoid? But that doesn't look like a yard to me. I mean, that doesn't look like a yard and a half to me. Stop. You just stay over there. You're awfully comfortable on my pillow. Just stay in your lane. I don't know, maybe it is. I don't know. It just looks awfully short. I'm sorry, I'm just like, I'm studying it. It just looks awfully short. Like, if I were to go back, I have this on machine, I make it sew 2 pieces together. 2 yard and a half pieces. Make one giant ass. Because I want to make one that's really big. Maybe I could do that. So, this is the one that I wanted. This was the one that I went and sent her in for to begin with, while it was on sale. And she didn't get it while it was on sale. She was like, I could get it. I could get back and get it later on. I'm like, Mom, don't worry about it. I'll get it whenever I get ready to get it, because I was hoping to get it while it was on sale. But, yeah. That, and then the basic fabric that she got me, the regular cotton fabric that she got me was this. This was the one that she said she got 3 yards of. There will probably be a couple of bags out of this. I don't think this is gonna match, but I may just put with some black fabric or something. I mean, it's pretty, don't get me wrong, I like it, it's okay. So that was the fabric that my mom got me. As much Carolina Panthers fabric as I have, one would think that I was a huge football fan. And they would be incorrect. I'm not a huge football fan. I just support my team. My home team. So, that's a lot of stuff. And with where this video is at now, compared to how much additional time is going to be added on with the little video clips that I have, it's going to be a long one. So I think I'm going to stop here, and I'm just going to do my new watches next week. Sorry about that. I was finishing up anyway. But yeah, I guess I will just wait until next week and do my new watches, because this video is already going to be long enough, and I don't want to torture y'all for too long. So, yeah. Hope everybody has a great stitching week. Get lots of stitching done. Have a blessed week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.